Start, no worries. Let's start. We can learn. You can start, sir.
Okay. Good morning, my dear friends. I'm
Morning, sir.
Shahid, your contest chair and contest master for your evaluation speech contest in the South Delhi Toastmasters. So, the very small purpose of this special Q&A session is when I was asking for people to join as contestants, had no clue about what the contest is all about. Some of them had not even given their evaluations. They were first timers. So I thought, why not have this Q&A session to explain some of the things that have all not been covered in a previously done session that was fantastic session done by Toastmaster Karthik. So just to give you a very brief picture of what an evaluation could do and what is required by the judges that they will be looking at into your evaluation speech. So for that very brief thing, I will be taking not more than 15 to 20 minutes of yours. So the first thing that we need to take care of is that when we are participating in a contest, we are not being evaluated, we are being judged. And the judgment is though objective, but it is subject to the perception of the judge who is giving you marks. So the first thing that is to be taken care of, that maybe some people do this, that they ask a few other their friends in the audience to mark them while they are participating in the contest. Now what happens is when they are marking them and they check their marks and they say, oh my god, I came in the top excellent part, or I came in the very good part, not the excellent part but the very good part. So I believe that I have done well, but why didn't I not come in the top three? Okay, I was not excellent, fine, but why not a runner-up one? Why not a runner-up two? So these questions keep on coming into their mind, and sometimes they feel demotivated that I worked so hard, I did so many practice, and I still could not come up. So just to clear that doubt, that when we are having a contest, the judges have a lot of leverage. So I'll show you what kind of leverage is there. So can I have a screen share? Yes, thank
Yes,
you.
sir. You are already a co-host
Oh,
in the
great.
meeting.
Thank you so much. So I am going to show you first the tally counter sheet, how it is happening. Okay, let me start with the contest ballot. Otherwise, you'll not be able to understand the tally counter. So this is the judges evaluation ballot. Here you will see that at the top there are suggested point values. One is excellent, one is very good, one is fair. For excellent, we have 40 points. For very good, there is a uh, parity from 28 numbers to 39. And then for good, there is 17 to 27 points. And for fair, he can also give you 0 or take it up to 16. Now, this is for analytical quality. Similarly, there are 30 points for recommendations, and then there are 30 points for technique, and finally 15 points for technique and 15 points for summation. So before going into the explanation of the suggested point values, let me explain to you on what basis the judges will be working on your 40 points. So when you hear the target speaker, you'll start noticing, you'll start making your points. Okay. So the points can be made in different formats, in a SWOT analysis format, in a negative and positive format, in an up and down format. So that's up to you. Some people write notes and then elaborate them in the next 5 minutes that they get the time to elaborate. But what is it that the judges are looking at? The judges are looking at how good you are in analyzing the speech, not the speaker, the speech. Now, the speech consists of a number of things, not just one. It has a storytelling, it has information, it has some motivation, inspirational talk. It has so many things in it. Sometimes they are shooting numbers at you. So this is what a speech is all about. So you need to understand what is the objective of the speaker. When you understand the objective, you will be able to clearly analyze what is the quality of the speech, on what basis you are going to evaluate the speaker's speech. So the first thing will be how clear you were in your understanding. Were you able to understand the whole speech, the way it was being projected by the speaker. Now, in this, let me give you an example. So, we are hearing a speech. There is the structure of the speech. There is the voice modulation of the speaker. There is the stage utilization of the speaker. There is also the delivery part. Now, delivery part is very different from uh, delivering in terms of the structure. Structure means content, how the speaker has formulated the speech while he was writing the content. Delivery is a lot, plethora of things like their voice, their use of hands, body language, even their facial expressions, and what kind of pitch and pace they are putting in this speech. So that is what their delivery quality is all about. And also, are they working in such a way that you are able to understand the whole speech in a very pictorial manner? So if you analyze that, you'll be very clear and focused. Now, let me make this another point here. You have only 3 minutes to do all this whole job. Now, there are 4 parts of your speech. Your evaluation speech is also a mini speech. Now, in that, you have to do a small introduction, you have to have a body, you have to have a conclusion, and finally, a takeaway. Now, takeaway is basically, if we divide this whole speech into the evaluation speech part, the introduction is the analytical quality that you are working on. The body becomes the recommendation and the technique with which you are impressing the person. Now, this technique, I'll come to you, it is not part of something that you are delivering. It is the part of in a spoken word. Technique is the way, the verbiage, the actual body language that you have used to elaborate yourself while giving the evaluation. And finally, the summation is important. So this is how the structure works. Now let's move to, once we are done with the analytical quality. Now in analytical quality, we have worked on 4 or 5 aspects. Do not work on all 4 or 5. Choose 3 aspects. For example, if you see that the content is very good, leave it aside. If you see that there is some scope of improvement in the body language part, take it as one thing. If you feel that there is something in terms of the person's vocal variety that needs to be taken care of, that is the pace, pitch, pause, and power of the speech, then take that into account. And finally, if you feel that even in online speech, he could use the stage movement in the right manner by depicting different characters at different stages, standing at different places. This is something of a scope of improvement. So this is something that you can include in your speech. Give some good pointers, give your observations, and then move on to the recommendations. Out of this will come recommendations. Now, in terms of vocal variety, the stage movement, and the structure. Out of these 3, you can come on positive and specific specifications, recommendations. So do not just go like, for example, if the person was being loud, so do not just go, I thought you were shouting. This is not the way to actually give a recommendation. You need to give a recommendation in an indirect speech. Do not give a recommendation in a direct speech. We all know, we are all into English grammar. We all know what is direct speech, what is indirect speech. So we need to say something like I just said. I can say that you need to say something, but I did not say it. I included myself. I said we need to say something. This is a form of indirect speech that does not give a negative impact on the speaker. So never try to point out things like you want to do this, you should do this, you should do that, you should. You can also say the speaker could have improved, or if we work on this speech in this manner, this is something that you need to take care of. Use indirect speeches, make your verbiage so soft that the person is willing to listen and absorb it. If you do something negative, the impact is so hard that the person is not able to register that impact. But if you do it in a direct and a soft manner, it will be very impactful. Plus, with the recommendations, always give a suggestion how to improve. If you don't know, you have the recommendation, but you don't know how to give a suggestion on improvement, please leave that recommendation. Otherwise, it will not make an impact. It will leave the person confused. He has worked very hard on the speech. He has taken care of all the things that you have been judging him from. So you need to understand that you will have to give him that perspective where you feel that it should be a scope of improvement and with the right suggestions. And it should be helpful. You can also tell the person that if there is something that you need to talk to me about, I am always available. After the speech, you can talk to me about it. So this is a way of how can I help you in improving and making you a better person from a speaker to an orator. Now, I have discussed in this analytical quality and recommendation, I have discussed the technique also. Technique is important. You have to be sympathetic with the person. So he might have fumbled in the speech. There's a lot of pressure and stress when they are coming on stage, despite the fact that I practiced a lot. So sometimes there is a technical glitch in the mic. I see evaluators start pointing out that technical glitch. No, that is not part of his speech. There is no point in pointing out a technical glitch to the person. Even if he was not prepared for it, there is no fun in pointing out. You are not going to get marks on that. Point out on the speech itself. That's it. Be sensitive. This is what is required. This can happen with your speech also. So be sensitive to it. If you want to really give something of a recommendation, tell him that he could use this kind of technique. If you are good at it, if you are good at some technical thing that you can explain to him, then do it. Otherwise, don't do it. And motivate the person to come on stage again and again. So each time you are giving something, add value to his speech. And finally, a summation. A summation is something where you have to be very concise and encouraging. Now here, you don't have to say all the things that you said above, repeat them again, except one or two, which were very good. Now, like I told you, in the analytical quality, we talked about only three factors. In summation, you can add, like if you did not talk about content in the or structure in the analytical quality, you can add in the summation that let me point this out also that your content was marvelous. It had the right structure of a storytelling or the right structure of informational speech. So you can tell that, and that will encourage the person to become better in that particular aspect that you did not take care of in the first three parts. Now, when the judges are giving you the marks, if they are giving you excellent, fine, you are at the top. Because for excellent, there is only one choice: 40 marks, 30 marks, 50 marks, 50 marks, finished. But if you are very good, they have a choice of giving you 28 to 39 marks, 22 to 29 marks, 11 to 14, and 11 to 14. And similarly for good and fair. So maybe out of 19 people, some of you will be good, but in that good also, there will be different categories, different marks by each judge. So let this be a pointer for you that the judges are looking at things, number one, objectively, number two, from their own point of view, from their own perspective. They can mark you down, mark you up, while all the marks are being given to all the contestants. They can relook and mark you up and down accordingly. So please do not be confused that I did better than Param, or I did better than Aditya. Why did I not get good marks? Why did I not get become better than him? My analytical quality was better. Maybe his recommendations were better than your analytical quality. So this is something that is to be taken care of. Now, how do the judges, the tally counters, do the tally? I'll show that to you. Now here, all the contestants' names are written in the horizontal column, and on the vertical part there are the judges' names. Now, when these names are written, in between these columns, they will write the pointers. Anyone who is coming at the top by any of the judges will get 3 points. The second winner will get 2 points, and the third winner will get 1 point. They will write down those points here. Each judge will give the pointers. They will write down those points according in front of the name of the contestant. And then finally, they will make a total. When this total is done, out of that total, so it could be either a sum of 3339, the maximum, or the lowest 1113. or it could also be 1 because the judges mark you 0 something. These will be written here. They will be followed by winner first place, that is the highest numbers. It could be 9, it could be 8, it could be 7, it could be 6 also. Then the second part, and finally the third winner. Like this, they will make a tally of this. So it is quite fair in terms of what Toastmasters is offering us. Other than that, there is nothing much to be said about contestants or contest. All you need to do is prepare yourself well. Now, how do you prepare yourself when you are looking at a target speaker? I personally do one thing. I only note down the 3 factors that I am going to work on and elaborate in the next 5 minutes. I keep my focus for the next 7 minutes only and only on the speaker. I feel the speech, listening and feeling. I use all my 5 senses to understand the speaker. Now, since I cannot use my smelling sense, but still when I'm breathing properly, this is a way of listening to. I'm holding my breath. Maybe I'm breathing heavily. This is something that connects you with the speaker. This is something on a very psychic level. Similarly, your listening skills. Leave all distractions. I'm not talking about distractions of the mobile in your hand, the people around you. You can always let go of those outside distractions. The basic distraction is in your mind. Your mind is having 60,000 thoughts in an hour. Now divide that by 60 and multiply it by 7. Imagine the number of thoughts. Let me do that calculation myself also. 60,000 thoughts divided by 60 into 7. 7,000 thoughts are going on in your mind. In the 7 minutes of speech, the speaker is speaking to you. That is a big distraction. That will hamper your listening skills. So please focus on the speaker. You feel the speech, live the speech, imagine every word he or she is saying, and then evaluate the speech. Trust me, if you use this technique, nobody can stop you from becoming a competent evaluator. I'm not talking about becoming a winner. Winning or losing is not the ultimate. Adding value to the speaker is what is required. The speakers that are coming to as target speakers are aspiring international speech contest winners, contestants. They are looking for evaluations that can tear them apart, but at the same time motivate them to become better speakers. I've seen target speakers coming back to me and saying, "Sir, I could not feel good about the evaluations of this club." And I had to really console them and motivate them that this happens. This is part of the contest bearings because not everyone is good. So just all you need to do is, even if you have not evaluated anyone, does not matter. Just understand that you are giving the person some value, some addition. Even if you are not giving any value to the person, just encourage the person to come on stage again. That is all the maximum you can do. That will be all from my side. If you have any questions, I'm open to that. We have another 15 minutes to work on all the question and
Sir,
answers.
I want to share one structure with all of
Yes.
you. This is the main structure according to me. Let me know if this is right. Structure of evaluations: commendation, recommendation, commendation, summary. That is mix of CRC and a key takeaway. This is a right structure, sir.
Commendation. Okay. Now see, this could be right for some people.
Okay.
But this should not be taken as the benchmark.
Okay.
Sometimes there are no recommendations. The target speakers will come with no recommendation. Now, how do you work on that?
Okay.
Not be able to find any recommendation in that speech. So you will have to look at into minor aspects of that thing. So do not focus on, this is for the timelines, to match the timelines. Now let me explain that also to you. Running speed of a person's speech is 120 words per minute. That is an average. And you have 3 minutes. Give yourself 30-second leverage, because do not, if you start counting that 30 seconds, you could go into the red. So 3 minutes is the time limit in which you have to speak, and there are 360 words to be spoken by you. So while you are writing your evaluation, do count those words into your mind or in the speech, because you get ample 5 minutes to write 360 words easily. Now in those 360 words, maybe there are 3 recommendations, not more than that. You don't need to force recommendations into the person. Maybe there are only 4 commendations. Do not force commendations out of it. I've seen people say, start whitewashing a speech. You know what is whitewashing a speech? They start saying, "Oh my goodness, I felt so good listening to you." But the person is worried. He's not able to understand what good I was talking in the giving information about the chaat pakoda walas in the Chandni Chowk streets. They are mouth-watering things. So what was so good about it? So do not whitewash things. Be genuine about what you are saying. So if your structure is 3-2-2 and summary, perfect. If you can manage that. If you have only 2 commendations, give one on the top, add something in terms of recommendations. Do not force too many recommendations. So if there is one recommendation, elaborate it. The point is that even if there is only one recommendation, adding value to it, that is important. Giving some person, because when you give a recommendation, that is your point of view. Maybe the speaker's point of view was different when he was delivering the speech. So at that time, if you are giving him that recommendation with your own suggestions that how to improve, that will add value to the person. So this is something I agree to it, but let's not take this as a benchmark. We can always improve on this. Thank you, Param.
Thanks, sir. Thank you so much for giving the right direction. In terms of time, we can consider this, but in terms of, I think, evaluation, we should consider all the points which can add value to it. So I request everybody to please go ahead and ask any questions and queries if you still have any. Shahid, sir.
So I have a question. Okay, Chanda wants to ask a question. Please, Chanda, go ahead and ask.
You carry him. Then I
Okay,
can
okay.
ask.
Okay. So I just want to confirm that that we should not use the word, especially should. I mean, we can say it in some subtle manner and in a more softer way, as you have said. So this was the one thing, and the other is मैं भूल गई other. The other one was is there any ideal ratio that we should follow while giving the commendation, recommendation, and commendation? I mean, to follow the CRC approach, for example, 2 commendations, then I can give 1 recommendation or 2 commendation, or is there any ideal ratio for that?
So there are 3 basic questions that Sonika has asked. I'll explain each one of them. The first one is using the right word. So let me tell you this. When you are using should, you are making it as a mandate to the person. It is his speech, her point of view, her way of delivery. Why should we force ourselves onto the person? You can always say, like I told you, use indirect sentences. You can say, I would be feeling happy if you had added this to your speech. I would feel. Now you are talking about your feeling. Like I told you, you are when you are listening, you are talking about when you are feeling the speech. You will give that. So you can use those soft words. Only soft words make a good impact. When you go to a large building and you shout, there is an echo. When there is an echo, it reflects on you. It comes back to you. The sound does not come. When you whisper, then the sound travels fast. This is what happens in delivering an evaluation. When you whisper something, the person listens to you. But when you shout, it echoes and comes back to you. It does not go to the person. This is very simple understanding. So whenever you are using word, like I have seen some people do this very interestingly. They say, speech of Toastmaster Amir was excellent. He did a fantastic job while he was delivering his content. His body language was excellent. He was speaking with such panache that it was a breathtaking speech. But this is something that he needs to add. Now, Amir, while he's listening to my speech as a commendation that I was putting him in cloud line, suddenly I used the needle of butt and punctured his balloon. The moment you say but, you are destroying all the good things that you have said about Amir Khan's speech. And suddenly he will be taken with a shock. Huh? But what is this but coming, and then you start giving in your recommendations. So whenever you are transitioning from commendations to recommendations, do not use words like but, if, should, however. Do not use these words. Always use soft words. So to make a fantastic speech, the best of the speeches, I would suggest these few recommendations. Now, this is what we call in Hindi, a zor ka jhatka dheere se. Okay. So do that and you will see the person really motivated. Okay. So this is about the verbiage, what words you are using while delivering your speech. It is very important. The first thing is you were talking about this. The second was, yes, the ratio. I told you, Param's question was the same. 2, 3, 2, 2 and the summation. So it all depends on the number of words you are choosing. Sometimes what happens is that people start commendations, they give 3 commendations and they have a slow rate of speech, they are delivering it. Maybe there are too many R's and M's. I'll come to this also, R's and M's also, just remind me. So they are delivering their content. By 1.5 minutes, when the green card is raised, 2 minutes, the green card is raised, you are still into commendations. And when you see the green card, you come to recommendations and start motor shooting everything. You start running on a treadmill. And what happens is that the recommendations bypass it. The speaker is looking for recommendations. He already knows what are his strengths. So if you are repeating them, it will not do him any good. Explaining concisely and precisely what are his recommendations will give him value. So when after 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes, that whatever is the green card coming up at, you start finishing your commendations and start giving your recommendations, you are short of time, you are short of breath, you are running out, you will miss on summation, you will miss on the third part of the commendations, the CRC approach, you will miss that. Okay, so take care that your words are chosen in such a ratio that your commendations may be of 2 commendations, they may be 3, but they should be sufficing in the number of sentences you are using in that particular 1.5 minute. Finish it in that minute, in that bit of time. So 1.5 minute could be 120 into around 180 words. So this is how you need to work on your ratio of speeches.
Thank
Okay, I
you
hope that
so much,
answers
sir.
your question, Sonika.
Yes, yes, definitely. Thank you very much.
Chanda, you were saying something?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir, I do have a problem then that whenever we are giving any kind of evaluation, so the thing is that, like as you said, that people know what is their strength. It's all about giving their recommendation. That is more important for them. So, so that is sometimes it's quite difficult to find out the recommendation. Suppose some, we are just judging some veteran toastmaster or any kind of a person, so finding recommendation, suppose a person don't have a good camera and body language minor we can, but finding sometimes recommendation is very difficult. And second part is that even finding a good adjective for the recommendation, that is very difficult for me, which I felt personally. So I just would request if you can give some uh, enlight on this one.
Okay, so mostly target speakers are veteran toastmasters. But let me tell you, the moment a target speaker comes, just a minute, I think Abu is calling me. Yes, Abu. Abu, I am in that seminar till 12:30. The Q&A. The Q&A. 12:30 exactly. Okay. Sorry. So, Chanda, what will happen is that when the target speaker comes, normally they are all veteran speakers. So the moment you see the target speaker, maybe you will recognize the person from some speech you have heard on the video or in some contest, or he might have come as a guest speaker in your club, or you might have gone to some other club. So there could be chances. 1 in 50 chances are there that this person will be someone you recognize. Now, problem comes is you are not evaluating the speaker. you are evaluating the speech. And even the most veteran of speakers, even the most veteran of orators, they fumble. The point is that it is up to you to feel the speech and see how the speech impacted you and where you did not find the impact. Once you realize where you did not find the impact, you will be able to give the person the right adjectives. I give a few very good examples. Sometimes people find this quite what do I call absurd or maybe out of point. I say that as an evaluator, you need to first fall in love with the speaker and then the speech. If you are in love with someone, you will definitely use the right adjectives for that person. And you will also give a very soft way of recommendation to the person. So this is something for me to add to that. If you fall in love with the person, you will definitely be able to add value to that person's life. I hope that makes sense. Param, do you agree with me? So if you, this
Totally.
is just a simple metaphor that I am using.
Yeah, that's fine.
Do not get
Yeah,
in awe
agree.
of the
Fine.
person. He's so fantastic. There was someone in Toastmasters who had recently joined, and I was a mentor of that club. And the VP Education said, "Please talk to Shahid, and he will help you with your pathways." And that person came to me on call, and he was he was stammering. He was stammering a lot. He was using a lot of R's and was quite uh, verbiage shy. So I asked him, "What is happening to you? Are you scared of me?" Because I could feel that nervousness in his voice. He said, "Yes, I am scared of you." I said, "Why?" He said, "Because the VP Education told me that you are something larger than life." So he created a larger than life picture of me in front of him, that he's a DTM, he has been a veteran Toastmaster, blah blah blah, and then the person was not able to become comfortable with me. So I broke the ice, I made him comfortable, and then he came up with so many questions, and it was making us uncomfortable. So, at what point you make yourself comfortable with the speaker? Now, that is again a big challenge. You are not interacting with the person. So, how will you become comfortable? Your feeling about the person, that you love the person, your feeling that he is your friend, your smile will break the ice for you for that person and will help you become better. So, leave the stress out. With the thought that I have to win or I have to lose or I am not good. Go with the thought I have to give the best to the speaker. That's it. Once you do that, the judges will mark you on the basis of that only. I hope that clears your point.
Yeah, that is very last one question. I just whatever you cleared earlier to Sonika question, I just want to add one more point and ask a question. That you said that we shouldn't use the word like but if. However, I agreed because suddenly we are giving commendation and just that give some kind of harshness to the evaluation. But as my experience in evaluation and whatever I listened throughout my journey, that we shouldn't also use that now I want to give recommendation, because we shouldn't use the recommendation word also in the evaluation. So I just want to you that clarify this thing also, okay, how we can
You are very correct that sometimes we should not even use the word recommendation. So evaluation in Toastmasters, we only improve by practicing. When I first became an evaluator, I had delivered my previous project P3 and I was supposed to evaluate. But in my club, the standard was that anyone who has not delivered P6 will not evaluate. But my president at that time, he said, "No, I want Shahid to evaluate, even if he has done P3." He had that much confidence in me. And to be very honest, I did not have confidence in myself at that time. I was living with the fact that when I deliver my P6, only then I will evaluate. Now, when he had so much of confidence in me and he suddenly said, "You have to evaluate this speech today," I took it as a challenge. But inside me, somewhere, there was no preparation for it. The 3-minute evaluation that I gave finished in 1.5 minutes. I was disqualified in my very first evaluation. So I was not born a good evaluator. I became a good evaluator. From that failure, I learned that I will take care that at least whenever I'm not taking any role or I'm not delivering a speech, I am evaluating the speaker on stage. Now, if I don't get that chance, I took the second point that I would go to the speaker after the meeting and give him a feedback, a 2 minute, 3 minute feedback. Just volunteer myself to the evaluator. I would go to him and say, "Hello, Param. I heard your speech today, and it was excellent. And I liked it." And the Param is definitely willing to listen. He'll stop and listen. They do not refuse because it is coming to him as a feedback. And within those 2-3 minutes, I have given a mini evaluation to him. Now I have recorded also. I can put it on record, and maybe I have taken another person with me who is hearing me out. So when I have given the evaluation to the speaker, I ask the person next to me, how did I do? And the person will evaluate my evaluation. So these are various ways of improving yourself by giving feedback, by delivering the evaluation on stage. There are so many things. You can also call up the person and give an evaluation. It is up to you to improve. You know, and what is the next yardstick? Even if you don't have someone with you, even if the speaker, you are talking to the speaker, the next time the speaker is delivering another speech and you go to him and try to give evaluation, you will understand from his body language what was your first evaluation. Was it good enough for him to listen to you again or not? And that again will give you a scope for improvement. So evaluation is something that you keep on doing, keep on giving. Even if you are a one-time, first-time Toastmaster, you have not evaluated anyone. Even if Abu is there on stage, he's a star speaker, and you have not delivered your P1 also, does not matter. Go and evaluate the speech of Abu, even if offline. Do it and see how does he react, and ask him, did I add value to your speech? He will definitely give you a candid feedback that yes, it added value. This is how you improve. Okay, I hope that answers your question. Anyone else? If you have any more questions.
Yes. Sandesh ma'am, do you have any queries? Can you please go ahead and ask?
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Paramji sir. It is really very learning experience attending your this session. I don't think I have a question, but I just wanted to thank you for whatever I learned today. It's really nice. Though I've been working as a professor and I've been teaching business communication in Jamia Millia Islamia, and but still there is always a scope for learning from others, and I'm very pleased to be part of this. Thank you so much.
And I would like you to please connect with me offline. I have something to do in Jamia. I am working on a project to start a Toastmasters Club in Jamia. So
oh, nice.
I can take some help from you.
Oh, definitely, please.
So let me just elaborate on this. I'm not looking for just a simple Toastmasters Club. I'm looking for a all-women Toastmasters.
Oh, wonderful! That'll be very nice.
Me and Abu are going to work on this. We are going to try to form a club in Jamia of only girls or ladies from the age of 20 plus, something between 35-40, who are either teachers or who are either students. I want to bring them on one platform and help them become better communicators.
Wonderful. That's always required.
Because I believe that if you empower a woman, you empower a generation. If you empower a man, you only empower a man.
Wonderful. Mahatma Gandhi said so.
I don't know. It is something I may know.
Yeah.
This is what we have in plan, and immediately after this meeting, I have to talk to Abu about this, and we'll be working on it. I'll be taking your help on that.
So please tell me, when can I call you? I can
before 2 o'clock today, between 1:30 and 2:30.
I'll do that. I'll give you a call.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I'm a new Toastmasters. I've just joined. So I'm learning the techniques and threads and processes of Toastmasters Club. So I hope it's going to be a wonderful journey for me.
You have made a fantastic decision, and the club you have chosen, you are lucky that you are part of this club. This is a very elite club. They have certain rights of admission reserved in their club, and if you are part of this, then it is very lucky. There are certain excellent Toastmasters in this club who help each other very well. So just seek a
Yeah,
mentor
I guess
from every one of them.
I guess I have a few of very good things told to me by my daughter, who was earlier a part of this club. But
Oh,
unfortunately, she is busy right now, so she asked me if I could take the baton from her.
oh wow, wow. That's excellent. That's excellent. Now children teach us where to go. Now.
Yeah.
Excellent.
These
That's
days, children do tell us, why don't Ma, you do this also? No, why don't you?
very good.
You learn much more.
Very good. Definitely. We also have Toastmaster Aisha Parveen in our club. She is a teacher in